The main focus of the December 10th school committee meeting, the growing number of students and where to put them. The subcommittee on facilities presented what they call 4 big questions to help get the conversation going.
So there are 4 big questions that we feel like in order to help make our decision and move our decisions forward, we need to have answered. So the first one is elementary neighborhood schools. How important are they? What is the definition of a neighborhood? Like, for example, could neighborhood be Hardy and Thompson? Are they a neighborhood together? Is it possible to just redistrict to put students where the classrooms are, right? We have classrooms. We don't have enough. We still don't have enough, but we do have some. The second big question that we need to ask is what size we want our middle school to be. We are the 7th largest in the state. We are starting to, catch up to our high school, and we have to decide, are we gonna make it big and own it, or are we gonna break it up somehow? The third big question is class size and teacher load. I'm trying to redefine it from class size to teacher load, because we all know that not all students are equal. They have, their age is important, their needs are important, whether that be financial needs or academic needs, whether they're ELL, whether they have special needs. We need to define what we think is educationally sound. We have to think about what we can afford, how do we define it, and we just need to know what people want to do. And the last big question that we wanted to get answered, and they wanted our input on it also, is town impact. We know it's going to cost money. We have to build something. We have to do something about the enrollment issues. And I think that one of the things that we are all aware of is that we want to build somewhere. Well, where can we do that? Where's the smallest impact on the other priorities the town has, whether it's arts or other programs or whatever. We do want to make sure that we keep all of that in mind. I think we need to have a high-level vision of where we want it to go, and then move back through what that means we need to do for all the short-term stress that we're seeing at places like Thompson and, in the next year, the Addison and the other places. So you're either kind of mucking with 6 schools or building a new school.
I think if we were building a school district from scratch with these numbers, we probably would create 2 middle schools.
Yeah.
But I think that given where we are now, I understand that that might be a more difficult thing to pry apart a middle school and create 2 schools. So I think for those, if we take over the Gibbs, if we decide to do that to alleviate the overcrowding at Addison or somewhere else, I guess, I just want to have a conversation with educators and find out more what their thoughts, and at all levels.
The Pierce practice field doesn't look that different in size than the area that the Gibbs is on. And I'm wondering, could we create a high school / upper middle school campus, call it part of the high school, build a 7-8 classroom on the Pierce practice field. Maybe there can be some sharing of facilities, possibly gymnasium, parking, things like that. Maybe get some reimbursement from MSBA for doing it.
Right.
We save the Gibbs and all their programs.
I think for all of us, one of the linchpins in all of this, in the decision models, is what's going to happen with the high school.
Right.
And once we know that, that really is going to make some big differences in what we can do.
When we were in town hall, I said, what is the viability of just building a new building, and that's frankly where I stand on this. I'd like to see, instead of big apartments and condos going up in Arlington, I'd like to see viable performing arts spaces or viable schools going up, because those are the things that we really need as a town here.
I mean, the thing is that everybody went into the Gibbs knowing that it's a school in reserve, and we were renting it below market rates because it was a school in reserve, and there might come a time where we'd need it, and that time is there. I mean, that's a reality. So that, it to me comes back to, what is the town willing to pay for? Are they willing to pay for a premium on a school project in order to keep the services and amenities in the Gibbs, or to provide them a new home somewhere else in the town? I think the town would want to do that. I think it's that kind of town. How we do it, I don't know.
The committee hasn't really reached a decision about
right.
Gibbs. So I think we need to be clear about that. No vote, no decision.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
But you've got a sense of the
But-
wide sense.
But on the
opinion.
neighborhood schools,
Yeah,
We're all in on
There was
that.
there was a lot of clarity.
right, that's clear.
And I think it's fairly clear that we all think the middle school is too big in the way it is, and we'd like to see it
It's
smaller.
too large as it is, yeah.
There are 2 more school committee meetings before the end of the year. The school committee also hopes to hear from the state on whether or not it'll help fund a rebuild of the high school. That'll help them guide some decisions. And they'll also look to hear from the public for a planned January 7th meeting at Town Hall. In the control room, Brenda Mahoney, Arlington Public News.